let's go over some of the things that they have, I believe, they have wrong. So the first thing, the 12 tribes allows lying. Few excerpts from their manual on lying. Our definition of lying means the intentional deception of those who have the right to know. They need to know for the sake of justice and righteousness. Then we are obligated to tell them the truth. Not telling the truth to someone who doesn't deserve the truth isn't lying. Telling the truth under certain circumstances may do serious harm to the innocent party. And I have how the church members see that if you'd like to go into that further. But what do you think about that?
Well, hold on just a moment. Let me see if I'm having a... Sorry about that. There was a knock. I deeply apologize. There was a knock. Okay, so if you don't mind, please state that.
You want me to read that again?
Yeah, if you would. Sorry about that. I apologize.
No problem. Our definition of lying means the intentional deception of those who have a right to know. They need to know for the sake of justice and righteousness. Then we are obligated to tell them the truth. Not telling the truth to someone who doesn't deserve the truth isn't lying. Telling the truth in certain circumstances may do serious harm to an innocent party.
Yeah, kind of like Rahab, letting the spies hide out, So I agree. I mean, if a guy asks me a question with a gun, says, "Where's your family?" I'm going to go, "Not here." It's not that big a deal. I'd have to know what the lie is, but honestly, man, like, if the community had a lie and it was something that was wrong to lie about.
I think the word disagrees with you. It says all liars will have their part in the lake of fire.
Well, then Rahab then the woman who had the spies, she lied.
Rahab. There's also the example of the midwives that protected the Jewish children in Egypt. However,
are they going to hell?
Neither of those times does God say that it was okay for them to lie. He just says that he is happy that they helped Israel, that they protected the Jews, but he's not saying that it was okay for them to lie. He never says that. Right. You can read that. He never says it was okay.
No, I agree. And even Paul says, should we do bad, that good may come as a result. I definitely don't condone lying. But again, like, if I went to the community and there was a lie, then I would just simply express my disagreements. But, man, are you telling me that nobody lies at the public church?
I don't think that there's any. No, actually, no. I'm not saying
everybody lies, right?
Lie for the purpose, to save the church, to protect the church from something. Then
I think in this day and age, with the community and the way that society lies, like the way that they lie about what the 12 tribes does and manipulate. Like, for example, take the spanking one. They can't be honest with, like in Germany, it's illegal to spank your kids in Germany. It's not illegal in the United States. So if I travel with my family to Germany and I choose to discipline my kids and the authorities say to me, "Are you disciplining your kids with the biblical command of sparing the rod, spoiling the child?" I either say yes and lose my kids, or I say, "No, I'm not," lie, and fulfill my biblical command to raise my children. So, man, I'm with them on that. If somebody ever asks me, if the cops pull me over and say, "Hey, it's illegal in the United States to spank your kids," I'm going to go, "I don't." I'm going to lie.
I will personally obey the law when I went to Germany. If I was visiting Germany, I would just obey the law while I was there.
So you're
under the leadership, you're under the law of whatever nation you're from, correct?
Well, the Bible says obey God rather than man,
So, yeah, well,
I do
probably
agree.
Better off with a parent than a parent in prison. But
I agree that in Romans 13 it says we're to submit to the civil authorities. I think that's true and wise, and we should not be rebels against the civil laws. Okay, the laws were made for our protection, and I think they're made to keep us in right behavior. But the Bible says that the law was made for the lawless. So when society's laws conflict with God's laws, and eventually they will. The mark of the beast. So at that point, the thing is I got to use my conscience before God. I am not planning on lying. Now, if they do there, I guess I'll just have to deal with it. But that's not that mysterious event that may or may not happen with whether I know or don't know isn't the thing that impacts my daily life. I just don't care. They're going to have to hold that accountability before God when they die. But you know what, man? I lie all the time. And sometimes it's for people's betterment. You know, when somebody says, hey, how are you doing today? And I'm having a terrible day, I might just say, I'm fine. Because I don't want to open up to you and get into some deep, complex. Now, will I lie and steal and do things that I know are sinful before God? So I hate to divide sin in some like the Catholic Church does, where there's mortal sin and venial sin, but I think we all know the difference. I think it comes down to motive.
I don't believe there's a big difference between sin. Sin is sin. We
Well,
should be trying to avoid all of it.
Well, First Corinthians 6 says that sexual sin is the worst because it's sin against the own body.
Yes.
And we know in the Old Testament some sins had greater punishment than others. So, I mean, I tend to believe there are some sins that are more severe than others.
Next video, click here or here. Forgot to subscribe? Click here. Considering funding my next projects? Click here for Patreon. And if you have ideas for future videos, put it in the comments down below.